Welcome to Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'm your host, Nate Tanner. On this show, we use the Triggator philosophy to help you build a spending plan that fits your life, build your savings and investments, and knock out debt with confidence. And today, we're stepping into a new chapter. If you've been following the Triggator Triangle, budget, save, pay off debt, you've probably been laser focused on the last side, crushing your debt. And now you did it. You paid it off. You own your paycheck. So now what? We're calling this one Life After Debt because financial freedom isn't the finish line. It's the starting point. In this episode, we'll explore how to transition the Triggator Triangle from security to wealth, what to do with your freed up money now that it's not going to creditors, the difference between peace of mind funds and wealth funds and why you need both, a crash course on cash flow and passive income without the hype, and how to avoid lifestyle creep so you don't end up right back where you started. Because here's the truth. When you own your paycheck, you own your future, and it's time to lead it with purpose. Let's dive in. This is where the fun begins. Like I said yesterday, this is where the fun begins, and I mean it, because you've done something incredible. You've paid off your debt. You've wrestled the beast. You've broken the chains, and now every dollar you bring home is yours. If you are in the debt payoff season of your plan, take a moment and envision this accomplishment. No creditors, no monthly payments, no more stress about due dates or interest rates. Just you, your paycheck, and a whole lot of possibility. Don't just see yourself, mentally time travel there. How does it feel? What are you going to do to celebrate? As Jacques said in The Simpsons, caress it, experience it. Quite smooth, eh? Now let's pause and acknowledge that. The emotions you're feeling, they're real. Relief, pride, maybe even a little disbelief. You've earned a celebration. So go ahead and do your happy dance. Take the victory lap and treat yourself to that guilt-free latte. But here's where it really gets fun. You know how we always say, give every dollar a job? Well, guess what? Your debt dollars just got a promotion. They're not just workers anymore, they're managers. And their new job? To hire more workers. That's right. The money you used to throw at credit cards, car loans, or student debt, it's now your most powerful tool for building wealth. It's no longer about survival, it's about strategy. And that shift from paying off the past to building the future, that's what this is all about. From security to wealth. Let's talk about that shift. When you're in debt, your financial focus was security. You were plugging leaks, patching holes, and trying to keep the ship afloat. Every dollar had one mission: stop the bleeding. But now, you're not just afloat, you're sailing. And it's time to change your mindset from defense to offense. Security is about protecting what you have. Wealth is about multiplying it. Security is saving for emergencies. Wealth is investing for opportunities. Security is peace of mind. Wealth is freedom of choice. And here's the key. You don't abandon security. You build on it. You keep your peace of mind fund strong. You keep budgeting by paycheck. But now you start assigning dollars to wealth funds, accounts and assets that grow, compound, and eventually work harder than you do. This is the moment where your money stops being reactive and starts becoming proactive. It's the difference between saying, I hope I can retire someday, and I'm building a future where I choose when and how I work. This is the difference between I can't afford that and does this align with my mission? It all starts with how you reassign those newly freed dollars. So in the next section, we're going to break that down. What to do with your extra money, how to balance peace of mind with wealth building, and how to make sure your money is working as hard as you are. Because when you lead your money with purpose, it doesn't just behave, it builds. What to do with your freed up money. So your debt dollars just got promoted. You no longer are stuck in the past. You are ready to build your future. But here's the $1,000,000 question. What do you actually do with that freed up money? Because if you don't give it a job, it'll find one on its own. And spoiler alert, it usually involves Amazon, DoorDash, or a quick weekend getaway that turns into a budget hangover. This is where intentionality becomes everything. Peace of mind versus wealth funds. Let's break your options into two buckets: peace of mind funds and wealth funds. Peace of mind funds are your financial safety net. They include your emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses, alligator fund, non-monthly expenses like car repairs, school fees, and holidays, fun fund, guilt-free spending for joy. These funds protect your progress. They keep you from sliding back into debt when life throws you a curveball. If you haven't fully funded these yet, this is your first stop, because wealth without peace is just stress with a nicer zip code. Once you are solid, it's time to build your wealth funds. These are accounts and assets that grow over time. Retirement accounts, your 401k, Roth IRA, SEP, etc. Brokerage accounts for long-term investing, real estate or business investments, and passive income streams, and we're going to talk about more on that in a minute. Wealth funds are where your money starts working for you. They are the seeds you plant today that grow into freedom tomorrow. And here's the key: you don't have to choose one or the other. You can and should do both. Think of it like this: peace of mind funds equals your financial seatbelt. Wealth funds equal your financial engine. You need both to drive with confidence. The 3-part reassignment plan. So how do you actually reassign your debt dollars? Here's a simple framework. Reinforce security. If your emergency fund is not fully funded, meaning it's less than 6 months of expenses, it's time to supercharge your emergency savings and hit that 6-month goal. If your alligator fund is starving, add padding. Get your alligator fund equal to a full year of non-monthly expenses. Build margin. Give yourself breathing room. Fuel your future. Start contributing to wealth funds. These are your manager dollars that just got promoted. So send them to work in a Roth IRA or a brokerage account. Start the habit. Set up automatic transfers or direct deposits from each paycheck to automate it. Compound interest loves consistency. Fund the fun. Don't forget to enjoy the journey. Assign a portion of your freed up money to your fun fund. Guilt-free, purposeful, joyful. Because financial freedom isn't about hoarding. It's about aligning your money with your mission. And speaking of mission, in the next section, we're going to talk about how to turn your paycheck into a cash flow machine and how to avoid the trap of lifestyle creep that can sneak in when you're finally feeling momentum. Because owning your paycheck is powerful, but leading it, that's where real wealth begins. Rhythm over riches, cash flow, passive income, and avoiding lifestyle creep. So you've reassigned your debt dollars. You've built your peace of mind funds. You've started investing in wealth funds. Now what? Now it's time to build rhythm, because wealth isn't just about having more money. It's about having more flow, more clarity, more alignment, more purpose. And it starts with understanding one of the most powerful forces in your financial life, cash flow, the real flex. Cash flow is the money that moves through your life, what comes in, what goes out, and what stays to grow. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep and use intentionally. And once you're debt-free, your cash flow potential skyrockets. You're no longer sending hundreds or even thousands to creditors. That money is now available to build your future. Here's where it gets exciting. You can start creating passive income. Money that flows in without you trading time for it. Let me give you an example of passive income that everyone should have. Your retirement account. Once you retire, you are living off of passive income. Money that is flowing into you without you trading time for a paycheck. People think of retirement as an age, but that is not true. Retirement is a number. Once your passive income exceeds your living expenses, you can retire. Now, let's be clear. Passive income isn't magic. It's not set it and forget it. It takes planning, effort, and sometimes risk. But it's real and it's powerful. Here are some quick examples of passive income. Investing in dividend-paying stocks or index funds. Buying a rental property if that fits your lifestyle and your risk tolerance. Creating digital products or content that generate royalties. Investing in an automated business. Starting a side hustle that eventually runs without you. Remember, the goal isn't to be an employee. It's to build something that you could walk away from for 3 years and come back to find it thriving. The goal isn't to quit your job tomorrow. The goal is to build streams of income that give you options. Because when your money starts working for you, you gain something more valuable than dollars: time. Avoiding lifestyle creep. Let's talk about one of the sneakiest threats to your financial freedom: lifestyle creep. If you want to know how subtle it can be, try this quick self-assessment. No shame, just clarity. Think about the last time you got a raise. Maybe it was 2%, maybe it was 7%. The amount doesn't matter. What did you do with that raise? Did you upgrade your phone plan? Add another streaming service? Start eating out more? Take on a new loan or subscription? If so, you're not alone. That's lifestyle creep in action. And here's the kicker. Studies show that the satisfaction from a raise typically lasts no more than 1 or 2 months, and almost never longer than 6. According to workplace sociologist Dr. Tracy Bauer, the emotional boost of a raise fades quickly as people adapt to their new income level. This means you could be making more money and still feel like you need another raise. Why? Because your spending rose to meet your income, and now your new normal feels just as tight as the old one. Don't let your celebration become a new expense. Being debt-free gives you a very nice raise, and there will be a lot of temptation to give in to lifestyle creep. So how do you fight it? You stay aligned with your mission. You ask, does this purchase move me closer to my goals? Is this a one-time reward or a recurring expense? Am I spending from clarity or from comparison? Because the goal isn't to live like you're broke forever. The goal is to live like you're free, with purpose, not pressure. Rhythm over riches. At the end of the day, wealth isn't built in windfalls. It's built in rhythm. It's built in the habit of assigning your paycheck, in the discipline of feeding your funds, in the clarity of saying yes to what matters and not now to what doesn't. And when you build that rhythm, your money doesn't just behave, it begins to multiply. So don't chase the next big thing. Build the next right thing, one paycheck at a time. You've made it to the end of Life After Debt, and if you're still here, you're not just wanting to be debt-free, you're ready to lead your money with purpose. We talked about what it takes to transition from security to wealth. We explored how to reassign your debt dollars to peace of mind funds and wealth funds. We broke down the power of cash flow, the truth about passive income, and how to avoid lifestyle creep before it sneaks in and steals your progress. Now it's time to take action. As Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, pardon my French, famously said, "A goal without a plan is just a wish." Today's challenge is to create your debt-free vision. Whether you're just starting the journey or already crossed the sea of debt, this exercise will anchor your purchase and fuel your next steps. Here's how to do it. Experience it. Time travel. Picture yourself fully debt-free. What does it feel like? What are you doing? Who are you with? Let yourself feel that freedom. Write it. Turn that vision into a statement. Capture the emotion, the clarity, and the purpose. Then list exactly how you'll use those freed up funds to build wealth. Not what you hope to do, what you will do. Keep it. Life will throw storms your way. On hard days, this vision becomes your map, your reminder, your why. Because when you lead your money with vision, you don't just stay out of debt, you move forward with purpose. Got a freedom win, a new rhythm that's working for you, or a budgeting oops that turned into a breakthrough? Email me at podcast@Triggator.com or message me on Instagram, Facebook, or X @Triggator. If this episode helped you, here's how you can help us. Follow the show to stay on track with your Triggator Triangle journey. Leave a review whether this episode gave you an aha moment or inspired your next move. Share this episode with a friend who just paid off debt and is wondering, now what? And don't forget to follow @Triggator on social media for tips, encouragement, and behind-the-scenes content. Coming up next time, plastic or paper, the real talk on debit cards for kids. You've taught your kids to say please and thank you, but what about budget and balance? In this episode, we're diving into the great parenting debate. When is the right time to hand your kids a debit card? We'll explore the pros and pitfalls of plastic versus paper, how to use debit cards as a tool, not a trap, and how to teach your kids the teen Triggator Triangle: spend, save, give, before they ever swipe. Because raising smart money kids starts with real talk, not just an allowance. Remember, financial freedom isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of a new one. You've paid off your debt, you own your paycheck, now it's time to own your future. Thanks for listening to Master Your Money, Budgeting, Saving, and Debt-Free Living. I'm your host, Nate Tanner. See you next time.